Hello guys, welcome to my new Maya motion graphics tutorial. My name is Fabire Adewuyi, and in this tutorial I'll be walking you through the process of creating a pinboard effect using Mesh in Autodesk Maya 2017, and I hope that you don't mind my voice. In this tutorial you will learn the process of creating a pinboard effect using Maya and the motion graphics toolset that were added in Autodesk Maya. Pinboard effects are very great and are useful in both MoGraph and visual effects. Of recent, I was at the cinemas to see Doctor Strange, and I see this kind of effect using Doctor Strange. To create a pinboard effect is very easy. It's something you can do at home on your PC. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the process of creating two examples of pinboard effects. The first is what you're seeing on your screen, and this is the second example that we're walking through. So let's stop the playback over here, and let's stop the playback over here too. Then let's come to our new scene. Let's create a new scene. And let's come to our create menu tab. Under our polygon primitive, let's create a polygon cube. Then let's come to our channel box, and in our scale X, Y and Z, let's click and drag over here and type in 0.5. Now we are currently in our animation menu set. Let's come to our mesh menu. Let's click on our mesh menu and click over here to tear our mesh menu off. With our polygon cube selected, let's create a mesh network. Then let's come to our attribute editor. Under our distribute menu tab, distribution type, let's choose grid. Then in our distance X, let's type in 20, and in our distance Z, let's type in 20. So in our grid X, let's type in 42, and in our grid Z, let's type in 42. The way the pinboard effect works is that you create an offset node. Then under the offset node, we add in a sub node, a fall off object that will displace our cubified cubes in y-axis. So there are two ways that we can create our offset node. It's either we come to our mesh submenu, or our mesh submenu over here, on our mesh main tab over here. Then we click on our offset node, or we click on our mesh editor over here. Then come to this tiny icon over here to add a new node. You can add the offset node here or on our mesh tab here. So let's click on our mesh offset over here to add a new offset node. So remember, you can do it in two different ways. It's either you add it over here, the offset node, or you come over here to add it. So let's click on our offset tab. Then let's scroll down. We already have the fall off object opened up, but let's click on it again to open it. Then right click under the fall off sub tab. Let's right click over it to create a fall off object. Then let's scroll up. In our offset position Y, let's add in 2. You can see that it's already displaced. Then next thing we're going to do is, if we come to our outline over here, and we select our move tool here, our move tool over here, we can move it in any axis that we want. Then let's click on our Ctrl Z to reset to the center. Then let's come to our offset node over here. Then what you want to do is you want to keyframe the offset node. So at the first time 1, we want it to be set to an offset of 0 in the y-axis. So let's right click over here and set the keyframe. Then on our on 10, let's add in the 2. So we'll displace it at 2 over here. Let's right click and set the key. The next thing we want to do is let's bring in the TV that you saw in the earlier example. Then come over the file menu, import. Let's import this retro TV. I already have my project file set up. If you want to import, I've already clicked it here to merge the namespace into selected object scene. Then let's click on this import. Let's click on our TV. Let's move it up a bit. The next thing is let's in our outliner. Let's click on your middle mouse button and move and drag it over your fall-off object. So if the fall-off object moves, the TV. If the fall-off object moves, the TV moves with it. Let's press Ctrl Z. So click on the fall-off object. The fall-off object moves, then the TV moves with it. Then the next thing we want to do is let us go and keyframe our fall-off object. Then let's start by let's come to our attribute editor and let's start keyframing our fall-off object. So let's come over here and let me close the mesh editor. We can reopen it over here if you want to. Then under our time let's come over here under this 10 time frame. In our let's Ctrl Z. Okay, let's try and adjust it. Then in y-axis, let's move it up a bit. Okay. One thing I can do is let's open up this. Since we've parented this TV under this fall-off object, we can open it up. Let's click on this TV and increase its size to 0.2 so that we can see it very clearly. And let's click this fall-off object again and come to the attribute editor. Then under here, let's add it to 9.15 0. Okay, let me see. Okay, minus 0.071. Let's set a keyframe by right clicking on this. We can set a keyframe on each of this channel. We want to set a keyframe on everything at once. So let's right click here and set the keyframe. And let's right click over here too on the rotate and set the keyframe. Then I will come to our 30 time frame. Then move it down a bit. Okay. Let me set it to 4 points. Okay, 4 points. Okay, it's okay like this. Then let's set a keyframe. Let's set another keyframe on the rotate channel. Then let's come to our 40 time frame too. Then let's move it up a bit again. Okay. Then let's add some rotation to it. the shortcut for rotate is E. Let's press E. Then we can rotate in X. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's actually press it over here. This X, Y, and Z. So let's add it manually. Minus 15.315. Okay, so let's set a keyframe. Then let's also set a keyframe over here too. Then let's come to our 50 time frame. Then let's add minus 0.360. I'll rotate 0, set a keyframe. Let's also set a keyframe. Let's come to our 65 time frame. And over here, let's add minus 17.835. And on our rotate Y, let's add 81.7. Let's set the keyframe over here. Let's set the keyframe over here too. Then under our 90 time frame, let's come over here to our 90 time frame. And over here, let's set our keyframe to minus 1.857. Then on our translate Z, let's add in 12.92. Then let's set a keyframe over here. Now rotate Y, let's add in minus 76.5. Then let's set the keyframe over here too. Then let's come to our 100 time frame. Then let's add in 0 here. Then let's set the keyframe over here. Then let's also let's move this down to 0 and set the keyframe over here too. Then let's come to our 120 time frame over here. Under our translate Y is for X, Y, and Z. Translate X, Y, and Z. Rotate X, Y, and Z. Under our translate Y, let's add in 8.401 and our rotate Z, let's add in 15.9. Then let's set the keyframe. Let's set the keyframe over here. Now this is our, we can click over it over here to increase our time range, to move it and to decrease it. So let's click here to increase the time range. So this is controlled by the value we have here. If we have, let's say 400 set over here, we can have more time to play with. We can move it up and down. Let's move it to 200. So we can move it up and down. So this is like our range slider. So let's come over here to 30 time frame, and over here let's set in our translate in Y to minus 2.824. and our okay. Then let's set a keyframe over here. Let's set a keyframe over here too. Then let's come to 140. Then set this to okay. Let's remove the minus sign and 2 point. Okay. Let's set a keyframe over here. Then let's type in 0 here and set a keyframe over here too. There you go. So the range slider over here, let's click and drag it. Then click Q in the viewport to select node. So let's play back our animation. So that's it. That's what we have over there. Very easy to set up. You just have to animate the offset node and there you go. And very easy to set up. So let's come over here to save our scene. Save scene. PinBoard here. So depends. Let's select the PinBoard. Whichever way you move it, the PinBoard slides along. But there you have it. The PinBoard effect. Okay. I'll create a new scene to work on the second tutorial. And the second tutorial follows the steps we used in the first tutorial. So let's come to our create menu, polygon primitives, and a polygon cube. Let's go to our channel box. Let's click and drag and reduce our scale to 0.5 with our polygon primitive selected. Come to our mesh main menu. Let's go to our mesh main menu to tear off the menu. Then the polygon primitive selected. Let's create a mesh network. Then let's come to our attribute editor. Under our distribute tab, let's select our distribution type to grid. Then under the distance X, let's type in 20. Under our distance Z, let's type in 20. Under our grid X, let's type in 42. Under our distance Z, let's type in 42. Now, like you know, the next thing we're going to do is let's open our mesh editor. Then this time around, let's create our offset node here. So with our offset node added, let me add the offset position in Y now to be 4. Then under our fall-off object, very important, the fall-off object is what controls the PinBoard effect, because you can move the fall-off anywhere you want in your 3D scene. So let's right click under the sub tab of the fall-off object. So we right click and create. So you can see, come to the outline and select it. Then come to your viewport, press W. You can move it around. Then one very important thing about the fall-off object is that you can control this fall-off ramp. So let's click to open this fall-off ramp. Click over here. Let's select our interpolation type to smooth. So then let's click another Let's click on drag over here. Okay, let's type in 0.3 for a value and 0.227. Let's click. You can see the way it's already controlling the PinBoard effect. So one very important thing is you can use your follow ramp to control how your PinBoard effects work. You can have your follow ramp control how you want your PinBoard effect to work. Depends. You can create a lot of styles, lots of styles, lots of infinite styles. Depends on the patterns you select over here. You can have a lot of patterns set up, how you want it to work. You can have it set up over here. Okay. So let's have our follow farm set up like this. So here let's select, okay, our position should be 0.3, then our value should be 0.3, the position should be 0.2261. Then let's come over here, our value should be 0.74 and our position should be 0.47. Then over here our value should be 0.14 and our position, okay, our value should be 0.14 and our position should be 0.76. Then over here, okay, we are good. Then the next thing we want to do is let's move, okay, let's press Ctrl Z. Okay. Shift Z. Okay. Let's come to our outline now and click on our offset node on our follow-up object. And let's reset this to 0. Then the next thing we want to do is we'll keyframe this in up and down, the way it's translating up and down. So as our first keyframe over here, let's set it to 0.7. Then let's keyframe it. Let's come over here at 30. Let's set it to 4.2 and let's set a key to. So you can see the way it moves. So let's come to our offset node. Our main offset node itself. In our offset node, let's keyframe. We can reduce this to 2 if it's too much. Okay, so let's come over here in our offset node, in our rotation axis. In the 5th time frame, let's right click and set a key. To see the keyframe over here, we can click on select. With clicking on any of these box, any of these input values, and clicking select, we select the keyframes we have selected and we're working on. Then let's come to 25 and let's add -90, -180, -360. Then let's set a key. Let's come to 45. Let's rotate it to 0, 0, and 0. And let's also set a key. So let's have a playback. You can see how it works. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do now is let's let this repro mesh. Then come to our create under our mesh editor. Create new mesh network, or under our mesh menu, create mesh network with our repro mesh selected. You can do it over here too, whichever way you want. So let's click on this create mesh network. So we have a mesh network created. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to create a new polygon cube. So let's create polygon primitive, polygon cube. Then under our new polygon cube, let's come to our channel box. Then let's set its distance, its scale in X, Y, and Z to 21. So the next thing we're going to do is let's select this second mesh network that we have selected. So under our distribute, let's set our distribution type to mesh. Then remember this is the new polygon cube that we have created over here. So let's set our second mesh network. On our distribute tab, let's scroll down and middle click and drag to this input mesh. Okay, so the mesh distribution method, let's select face center. Okay, I think that should work. So let's click on playback. Okay, let's click and drag 75. Okay, let's come to our our initial mesh network, our offset node. Then let's reduce this to 0. Okay, so let's click on our play button. Okay, the next thing we want to do is let's come to our fall off object. Then we invert the fall off. Then let's have our playback again. So you can see it's very easy. It's something that you can set up. Creating a PinBoard effect, it's very easy. So we can also come over this initial offset node. Then let's add in let's displace it to see what happens. Okay, I kind of like this kind of effect. Let's set it to 1. So thank you very much for watching my tutorial. I'll be making more tutorials on Maya and Mesh. So let me see what you guys like. Send me what you'd like to see. Like my YouTube page, and it's very great being with you guys and creating this kind of effect with you guys. And my name is Fabire Adewuji. So have a great one. It's been very great time creating this kind of effect with you guys. So till next time, I say keep creating more motion graphics, and if you use my you use my tutorial to create a kind of effect in your own workflow, send me what you've created. I'll be very glad to see what you've created with my tutorial. So thank you guys, have a great one.